One of the biggest contradictions of massive success is when people go to their moms, their dads, their brothers, sisters, boyfriends, or girlfriends and say, listen, one day the world's going to know who I am. One day I will have a Ferrari. The Lambo, the Rolls, the Bentley, the big house, the cars, the backyard with the big swimming pool, and an elevator. I'm going to throw the biggest parties. I'm going to be a millionaire one day. Yet instead of staying at the office on Friday night, you call your friends and go to a party. Instead of waking up Saturday morning to go to the gym, you sleep in until 10 o'clock. Instead of reading a book on Sundays, you kick back and watch movies all day long. The reality is very simple. Those who win big do four things right. They sleep, sweat, grind, and repeat. And they do it over and over again until their dreams become a reality. Success is a choice. It's a decision you make every single day, every single hour, every single minute. But here's the hard truth. Laziness is the silent killer of dreams, the invisible thief of potential. It creeps up on you, whispering sweet nothings of comfort and ease, while slowly eroding your chances of achieving greatness. Let me tell you a story about two individuals, Mark and Sarah. They both started at the same company, in the same position on the same day. They had similar backgrounds, similar educations, and similar potential. But 5 years down the line, their paths couldn't have been more different. Mark embraced the comfort zone. He did what was expected, nothing more, nothing less. He arrived at 9 and left at 5, never volunteering for extra projects, never pushing himself beyond his limits. He told himself, I'm doing fine. Why rock the boat? Sarah, on the other hand, made a different choice. She recognized that success isn't handed to you on a silver platter. It's earned through sweat, determination, and relentless pursuit of excellence. She came in early, stayed late, volunteered for challenging projects, and constantly sought ways to improve herself and add value to the company. Fast forward 5 years. Mark was still in the same position, complaining about being overlooked for promotions. Sarah, she had climbed the corporate ladder, tripled her salary, and was now leading her own team. The difference? Laziness killed Mark's success. Action fueled Sarah's rise. Now I want you to take a moment and reflect. Which path are you on? Are you Mark, letting laziness lull you into a false sense of security? Or are you Sarah, seizing every opportunity to grow, learn, and excel? The choice is yours. And make no mistake, it is a choice. Laziness isn't just about physical inaction. It's a mindset. It's the voice in your head that says, I will do it tomorrow. It's the excuse-making machine that rationalizes mediocrity. It's the comfort-seeking behavior that keeps you trapped in your current circumstances. Just as laziness can be learned, so can discipline, drive, and determination. You have the power to reprogram your mind, to rewire your habits, to reshape your future. So how do we combat this silent killer of success? Let me share with you 5 powerful strategies that can transform your life just as they've transformed the lives of countless individuals I have worked with over the years. Laziness thrives in ambiguity. When you don't know where you're going, any road will take you there. But when you have clear, specific goals, you give your mind a target to focus on. Write down your goals. Make them specific. Make them measurable. Make them time-bound. Instead of saying, I want to be successful, say, I want to increase my income by 50 in the next 18 months by acquiring new skills and taking on additional responsibilities at work. Review these goals every single day. Visualize yourself achieving them. Feel the emotions of success. This daily practice will program your subconscious mind to seek out opportunities aligned with your goals. Remember, the mind is like a heat-seeking missile. Once you give it a clear target, it will find ways to get there, often in ways you never imagined possible. But setting goals is just the first step. You need to break these goals down into actionable steps. If your goal is to increase your income by 50, what skills do you need to acquire? What responsibilities do you need to take on? What connections do you need to make? Create a roadmap for each of your goals. This roadmap should include milestones, deadlines, and specific actions you need to take. Having this level of detail makes your goals feel more achievable and gives you a clear path forward. Remember, a goal without a plan is just a wish. Don't be a wishful thinker. Be a strategic planner and a relentless executor. Procrastination is the fertile soil in which the seeds of laziness grow. Combat it by developing a bias for action. When you have an idea, act on it immediately. When you see an opportunity, seize it without hesitation. Start small. If a task will take less than 2 minutes, do it right away. This builds a habit of immediate action, which will serve you well when facing bigger challenges. Remember, motion beats meditation. While planning and strategizing have their place, nothing replaces good old-fashioned action. The most successful people in the world are those who act quickly on opportunities. But developing a bias for action doesn't mean acting recklessly. It means being decisive. It means trusting your judgment and having the courage to take calculated risks. Think about the last time you had a great idea. Did you act on it immediately, or do you let it slip away? How many opportunities have you missed because you were too afraid to take action? From this moment on, commit to being a person of action. When you have an idea, take the first step to bring it to life immediately. When you see an opportunity, move towards it without hesitation. Remember, in the world of success, the quick eat the slow. Be quick, be decisive, be a person of action. Comfort is the enemy of growth. If you want to achieve extraordinary results, you must be willing to do what ordinary people won't. This means embracing discomfort, pushing your boundaries, and stepping out of your comfort zone. Every day, do something that scares you. Take on a project you're not quite sure you can handle. Speak up in meetings, even if your voice shakes. Approach that person you've always wanted to network with. The more you push yourself into uncomfortable situations, the more you will grow. And with growth comes success. But embracing discomfort isn't just about doing difficult things. It's about changing your relationship with discomfort. Instead of seeing it as something to be avoided, start seeing it as a sign of growth. When you feel uncomfortable, it means you're pushing your boundaries. It means you're entering new territory. It means you're growing. Successful people don't avoid discomfort. They seek it out. They know that on the other side of discomfort lies growth, achievement, and success. So I challenge you, from this day forward, seek out discomfort. When you feel the urge to retreat to your comfort zone, push forward instead. Lean into the discomfort. Embrace it. Use it as fuel for your growth. Remember, the size of your success is determined by the size of your comfort zone. The more you expand your comfort zone, the more success you will achieve. Self-discipline is the master key to success in every area of life. It's the ability to make yourself do what you should do when you should do it, whether you feel like it or not. Start by setting a daily routine and sticking to it religiously. Wake up at the same time every day, even on weekends. Plan your day the night before. Tackle your most important tasks first thing in the morning when your energy and willpower are at their peak. Remember, discipline is like a muscle. The more you exercise it, the stronger it becomes. And as your self-discipline grows, your susceptibility to laziness diminishes. But self-discipline isn't just about forcing yourself to do things you don't want to do. It's about aligning your actions with your goals and values. It's about making conscious choices rather than being driven by impulses or emotions. Cultivating self-discipline requires self-awareness. You need to understand your patterns, your triggers, your weaknesses. When do you tend to procrastinate? What situations tempt you to be lazy? Once you identify these patterns, you can develop strategies to overcome them. One powerful strategy is to use the 5-second rule. When you need to do something but don't feel like it, count backwards from 5 to 1, then take action immediately. This short countdown interrupts your pattern of procrastination and propels you into action. Another strategy is to practice delayed gratification. When you feel the urge to do something unproductive, tell yourself you can do it later. After you've completed your important tasks, often by the time you finished your work, the urge will have passed. Remember, self-discipline is not about perfection. It's about consistency. It's about making the right choices more often than not. It's about getting back on track quickly when you slip up. So start small. Choose one area of your life where you want to be more disciplined. Maybe it's waking up earlier or exercising regularly or spending an hour each day learning a new skill. Whatever it is, commit to it for 30 days. No excuses, no exceptions. As you build discipline in one area, you will find it becomes easier to be disciplined in others. Before you know it, self-discipline will become a core part of who you are. The world is changing at an unprecedented pace. What brought you success yesterday may not work tomorrow. The only way to stay ahead is through continuous learning and self-improvement. Read at least one book a week in your field. Listen to educational podcasts during your commute. Attend seminars and workshops. Seek out mentors who can guide you and push you to new heights. Remember, the person you will be in 5 years depends on two things: the people you meet and the books you read. Invest in your personal growth and success will follow. But continuous education isn't just about acquiring knowledge. It's about applying what you learn. It's about turning information into action. For every book you read, every podcast you listen to, every seminar you attend, ask yourself, how can I apply this in my life? What's one action I can take based on what I have learned? Make learning a daily habit. Set aside time each day for personal development. Even 30 minutes a day consistently applied can lead to tremendous growth over time. And don't limit yourself to your field of expertise. Some of the most innovative ideas come from cross-pollination, applying concepts from one field to another. So read widely, explore diverse subjects. You never know where your next big idea might come from. Remember, in the modern world, your ability to learn quickly and adapt is your most valuable asset. The most successful people are not necessarily the most talented or the most intelligent. They're the ones who are constantly learning, growing, and evolving. Now let me share with you another story. This one is about a young man named Alex. Alex was bright, talented, and full of potential, but he had fallen into the trap of laziness. He drifted through life, playing video games, binge watching TV shows, always finding excuses not to pursue his dreams. One day, Alex's grandfather, a self-made millionaire, invited him for a chat. The old man looked Alex in the eye and said, "Son, laziness is a choice. And right now, you're choosing to waste the most precious resource you have, time. Time is the great equalizer. We all have the same 24 hours in a day. It's what you do with those hours that determines your future." Those words hit Alex like a ton of bricks. For the first time, he realized that his laziness wasn't just affecting his present. It was stealing his future. That day, Alex made a decision. He decided to wage war on laziness. He set clear goals for himself. He developed a morning routine that included exercise, reading, and planning his day. He started a side business, working on it every evening after his day job. The first few weeks were tough. The temptation to fall back into old habits was strong, but Alex persevered. He embraced the discomfort, knowing that on the other side of it lay growth and success. And months passed. Alex's side business started to gain traction. His performance at work improved dramatically. He lost weight, gained confidence, and started attracting new opportunities. 2 years later, Alex's side business had grown to the point where he could quit his day job. He was making more money than he ever thought possible, doing work he loved and living life on his own terms. The lazy, unmotivated Alex was gone. In his place stood a man of action, a man of purpose, a man who had taken control of his destiny. This transformation didn't happen overnight. It was the result of thousands of small decisions day after day to choose action over inaction, growth over stagnation, success over mediocrity. If Alex could do it, so can you. You have the same potential within you, you have the same 24 hours in a day, you have the same capacity for greatness. But potential means nothing if it's not realized. Dreams remain dreams unless they're backed by action. Success stays out of reach unless you're willing to stretch yourself to grab it. So I ask you, are you willing to wage war on laziness? Are you ready to step up and claim the success that's rightfully yours? It won't be easy. There will be days when you want to give up. When the voice of laziness whispers that it's okay to take it easy, to settle for less. But remember, the pain of discipline weighs ounces, but the pain of regret weighs tons. Every time you choose action over inaction, you're building momentum. Every time you push through discomfort, you're growing stronger. Every time you learn something new, you're increasing your value. And here's a secret that most people don't realize. Success begets success. As you start to see results from your efforts, you will be motivated to do even more. As you achieve small wins, you will gain the confidence to tackle bigger challenges. As you develop new skills and habits, new opportunities will open up to you. But it all starts with a decision to no longer let laziness control your life, a decision to take charge of your destiny, a decision to become the best version of yourself. What's the one thing you've been putting off that, if you did it, could change the trajectory of your life? Is it starting that business? Is it going back to school? Is it having that difficult conversation with your boss about a promotion? Whatever it is, I want you to commit to taking action on it today. Not tomorrow, not next week, but today. Because tomorrow is promised to no one, and today is the only day you have any control over. Remember, success is not an accident. It's the result of deliberate actions taken consistently over time. It's the cumulative effect of small choices made day after day, week after week, year after year. Every successful person you admire, be it in business, sports, politics, or any other field, got there through hard work, perseverance, and a refusal to let laziness derail their dreams. They weren't born successful. They made themselves successful through their choices and actions. You have that same power within you. You have the ability to shape your destiny, to create the life you want, to achieve levels of success beyond your wildest dreams. But it all starts with defeating the enemy within, laziness. So here's what I want you to do right now. Take out a piece of paper and a pen. Write down your number one goal. And make it specific, make it measurable, make it time-bound. Then write down 3 actions you can take today, right now, to move towards that goal. It could be making a phone call you've been putting off. It could be signing up for a course to learn a new skill. It could be spending an hour researching your business idea. Whatever it is, commit to doing those 3 things before you go to sleep tonight. And then tomorrow, wake up and do it all over again. Set new actions, take new steps. Push yourself a little further than you did the day before. The future you want is created by what you do today. Not tomorrow, not someday, but today. You see, laziness kills success, not in one fell swoop, but in a death by 1,000 cuts. It's the small moments of inaction, the tiny decisions to put things off, the little compromises we make with ourselves that add up over time to create a life of unfulfilled potential. But the reverse is also true. Success is built in those same small moments. It's created in the decision to wake up early, even when you're tired. It's nurtured in the choice to read a book instead of watching TV. It's grown in the commitment to give your all to every task, no matter how small or seemingly insignificant. As you start to make these choices consistently, they become habits. And once they become habits, they no longer require willpower. They become part of who you are, as natural as breathing. Imagine for a moment what your life would look like 1 year from now if you made the decision, right here and now, to wage war on laziness. Imagine the skills you could learn, the connections you could make, the progress you could achieve if you committed to taking purposeful action every single day. Now imagine 5 years from now, 10 years from now, where could you be? What could you achieve? How different would your life look? The possibilities are limitless, but they're only possibilities if you choose to act on them. Otherwise, they remain nothing more than daydreams and what-ifs. Life is not a spectator sport. You can't sit on the sidelines and expect success to come to you. You have to get in the game. You have to take risks. You have to be willing to fail, to look foolish, to step outside your comfort zone. Failure is not the opposite of success. It's part of success. Every successful person you admire has failed more times than you can imagine. But they didn't let those failures stop them. They learned from them, they grew from them, and they kept moving forward. So don't let the fear of failure keep you in the grip of laziness. Embrace failure as a teacher. See it as feedback, not as a final verdict on your abilities or your worth. Remember, you are capable of so much more than you realize. You have talents and abilities that you haven't even tapped into yet. But those talents and abilities will remain dormant unless you choose to develop them, to nurture them, to push them to their limits. And that's what the war against laziness is really about. It's not just about being busy or working hard. It's about becoming the best version of yourself. It's about living up to your potential. It's about making the most of the precious gift of life you've been given. Because at the end of the day, that's what success really is. It's not about money or fame or power. Those are just byproducts. True success is about becoming the person you were meant to be. It's about making a positive impact on the world around you. It's about living a life of purpose and meaning. And that kind of success is within your reach. It's available to you right now if you choose to claim it. If you choose to defeat laziness and embrace action. If you choose to commit to excellence in everything you do. Make that choice today. Decide right now that you will no longer let laziness rob you of your dreams. Commit to taking purposeful action every single day. Pledge to become the best version of yourself. The mindset shift that's necessary to overcome laziness. It starts with understanding that laziness is often a symptom of deeper issues. It could be fear of failure, lack of clarity about your goals, or simply a habit that's been reinforced over time. To combat laziness effectively, you need to dig deep and identify its root cause in your life. Are you avoiding tasks because you're afraid of not meeting your own high standards? Are you procrastinating because you're not sure of the next step to take? Or have you simply fallen into a pattern of inaction that feels comfortable? Once you identify the root cause, you can address it head on. If it's fear of failure, remind yourself that failure is a necessary part of growth. If it's lack of clarity, take time to define your goals and create a clear action plan. If it's a habit, start small by breaking tasks into manageable chunks and building momentum through small wins. Remember, laziness is not a personality trait. It's a behavior, and behaviors can be changed. It might feel uncomfortable at first, but with persistence, you can rewire your brain to crave action instead of inaction. Another powerful strategy to overcome laziness is to surround yourself with action-oriented people. Jim Rohn famously said, "You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with." If you're surrounded by lazy, unmotivated people, it's easy to fall into the same patterns. But if you surround yourself with driven, ambitious individuals, their energy and motivation will rub off on you. Seek out mentors who have achieved the kind of success you aspire to. Join mastermind groups where you can share your goals and be held accountable. Attend networking events where you can connect with like-minded individuals who are committed to personal growth and success. Remember, environment is stronger than willpower. By curating your environment and your social circle, you make it easier to stay motivated and focused on your goals. One of the biggest challenges in overcoming laziness is getting started. It's easy to feel overwhelmed when you look at all the things you need to do to achieve your goals. But here's the secret. You don't have to do it all at once. Success is not about taking one giant leap. It's about taking small, consistent steps in the right direction. It's about building momentum through daily action. Think about a rocket launch. The rocket uses most of its fuel just to break free from Earth's gravity. But once it's in space, it requires much less energy to keep moving forward. The same principle applies to your success journey. The hardest part is often just getting started. But once you build momentum, it becomes easier to keep going. Each small action you take builds upon the previous one, creating a snowball effect of progress and achievement. So focus on taking that first step, no matter how small it might seem. If you want to write a book, commit to writing just 1 page a day. If you want to get in shape, start with a 10-minute walk each morning. If you want to start a business, spend 30 minutes each day researching your market. These small actions might not seem significant in the moment, but over time they add up to massive results. Remember, consistency beats intensity every time. Many people believe that successful individuals are simply blessed with more willpower or motivation. They think that these high achievers wake up every day bursting with energy and enthusiasm, eager to tackle their goals. The truth is far from this. Successful people face the same challenges, the same temptations, the same moments of laziness as everyone else. The difference is in how they respond to these challenges. They understand that motivation is fleeting. It comes and goes. You can't rely on feeling motivated to take action. Instead, successful people rely on systems and habits. They create routines and structures in their lives that make it easier to take action even when they don't feel like it. For example, they might lay out their workout clothes the night before to make it easier to exercise in the morning. They might use website blockers during their most productive hours to avoid the temptation of social media. They might have an accountability partner who checks in on their progress regularly. These systems and habits act as a safety net, ensuring that they continue making progress even on days when motivation is low. They understand that the key to overcoming laziness is not to rely on willpower, but to make the right actions automatic. Think about the systems and habits you can put in place in your own life. What routines can you establish that will make it easier for you to take action towards your goals? What accountability measures can you set up to keep yourself on track? Remember, the goal is not to eliminate laziness entirely. That's an unrealistic expectation. The goal is to create an environment and a lifestyle where taking action is the path of least resistance. When you're truly passionate about something, laziness tends to disappear. You find yourself eager to work, excited to learn, driven to improve. But here's the catch: isn't always something you find. More often is something you develop through dedicated practice and deep engagement. Many people wait for passion to strike before they take action. They think they need to feel passionate about something before they commit to it. But that's backwards. Passion often comes after you've invested time and effort into something, after you've developed some level of mastery. So instead of waiting for passion, commit to mastery. Choose an area that aligns with your values and long-term goals and commit to becoming excellent at it. As you improve and see progress, you will likely find that passion follows. This approach not only helps you overcome laziness, but also leads to a more fulfilling life. When you're constantly improving, constantly pushing your boundaries, you create a sense of progress and growth that is deeply satisfying. Perfectionism. It might seem counterintuitive, but perfectionism often leads to procrastination and inaction. When you set impossibly high standards for yourself, it's easy to become paralyzed by the fear of not meeting those standards. Remember, done is better than perfect. It's better to take imperfect action than to wait for perfect conditions. Success is not about doing one thing perfectly. It's about doing many things well consistently. Adopt a mindset of continuous improvement. Instead of aiming for perfection, aim for progress. Celebrate your small wins along the way. Each step forward, no matter how small, is a victory over laziness. I want to emphasize the importance of self-compassion in your journey to overcome laziness. It's easy to beat yourself up when you fall short of your goals or give in to laziness. But harsh self-criticism rarely leads to positive change. Instead, treat yourself with the same kindness and understanding you would offer a good friend. Acknowledge your missteps, learn from them, and then move forward. Remember, the goal is progress, not perfection. Laziness is indeed a killer of success, but you have the power to overcome it. By setting clear goals, developing a bias for action, embracing discomfort, cultivating self-discipline, and committing to continuous learning, you can defeat laziness and unlock your full potential. Remember, success is not a destination. It's a journey of continuous growth, learning, and improvement. A journey that starts with a single step and continues with consistent action day after day. So take that first step today. Defeat laziness, embrace action, and watch as your life transforms in ways you never thought possible. The future is yours to create. The potential within you is limitless. The opportunities before you are. All that's required is for you to say yes. Yes to action. Yes to growth. Yes to success. Will you say yes? Your life is currently being held hostage by a terrorist that lives in your own mind. A part of you that would rather see you comfortable and mediocre than uncomfortable and extraordinary. This inner saboteur doesn't hate you. It simply prioritizes short-term emotional comfort over long-term fulfillment, immediate relief over lasting achievement, and the familiar pain of regret over the unfamiliar pain of growth. It convinces you that your reluctance is a sign to wait, your fear is a signal to retreat, and your doubt is evidence of incapability. And every time you listen to this voice, every time you postpone action until you feel ready, or abandon effort when it becomes uncomfortable, you're negotiating with this terrorist, teaching it that emotional blackmail works. The hard truth, this pattern will continue destroying everything you could become until you make the conscious decision to stop taking orders from your feelings. The voice inside your head has been lying to you. That persistent whisper telling you this is too hard, you're not ready, you might fail, what will others think? It's not protecting you, it's imprisoning you, it's not your friend, it's your jailer. And today we're going to break free. Look around this room. Every person here is fighting a silent battle between what they could become and what their fear tells them they are. The tragedy isn't that this battle exists, it's that most people don't even recognize they're in a war. They've surrendered so completely to their weak feelings that they mistake their prison for their home. I once asked a decorated military commander what separated the extraordinary from the ordinary in combat situations. His answer wasn't about physical strength, intelligence, or even training. The difference, he said, is who can keep making decisions when their feelings are screaming at them to stop. That's what we're here to discuss today. Not how to avoid difficult feelings, but how to act powerfully despite them. How to kill the weak feelings that have been killing your dreams. When I say kill your weak feelings, I don't mean suppress your emotions or become cold and unfeeling. I mean stop allowing temporary emotional states to override your deepest commitments. Stop giving fleeting discomfort more authority than your highest purpose. Let me be brutally honest. Comfort is overrated. Nothing remarkable was ever created in a comfort zone. No medal was ever won there. No fortune built. No life transformed. The path to an extraordinary life runs directly through discomfort, not around it. Think about the last time you felt truly alive. Was it when you were comfortable, safe, and unchallenged? Or was it when you pushed beyond your perceived limits? When you took a risk? When you faced your fear and acted anyway? The moments that define us are rarely comfortable. They're the moments when everything in us wanted to retreat, but something deeper, something more essential to who we truly are, compelled us forward. That something is what we're here to access today. Every time you've given in to weak feelings, you've reinforced their power over you. Every time you've chosen comfort over growth, immediate pleasure over lasting fulfillment, you've strengthened the very chains that bind you to mediocrity. The good news: this pattern can be reversed, starting now. The uncomfortable truth most motivational messages won't tell you is this: your feelings don't matter nearly as much as you think they do. What matters is your actions. Successful people feel the same doubts, fears, and insecurities as everyone else. The difference is they don't let those feelings dictate their behavior. They feel the fear and do it anyway. They acknowledge the doubt but refuse to be governed by it. Ask yourself this questions. If your actions were completely disconnected from your feelings for the next 90 days, if you did what you knew you should do regardless of whether you felt like it, how different would your life be 3 months from now? Would you be in better physical shape? Would your business be thriving? Would your relationships be stronger? Would you have made progress on that dream that's been sitting on the shelf gathering dust? Of course you would. Because your feelings are often the primary obstacle between where you are and where you want to be. Consider this: most successful people on the planet wake up some mornings not feeling motivated. Champions don't always feel like training. Entrepreneurs don't always feel like making those sales calls. Loving parents don't always feel like getting up at 3. With a crying child, what separates them isn't the absence of weak feelings. It's their refusal to be tyrannized by them. I want you to think about something that, would improve your life dramatically if you did it consistently. Maybe it's daily exercise. Maybe it's prospecting for new clients. Maybe it's having difficult but necessary conversations. Whatever it is, I guarantee there have been countless times when you knew exactly what to do but didn't do it because you didn't feel like it. Imagine what your life would look like if for the past 5 years you had done that thing regardless of your feelings. Imagine the compound effect of those consistent actions. The person you would have become, the results you would have created. That reality was available to you then, and it's available to you now. The only thing standing in your way is your willingness to act independent of your feelings. This isn't about ignoring your emotions. Emotions provide valuable information, but there's a critical difference between acknowledging your feelings and being controlled by them. When you say, "I'm afraid," that's awareness. When you say, "I can't because I'm afraid," that's surrender. When you say, "I don't feel motivated today," that's awareness. When you say, "I'll wait until I feel motivated," that's surrender. When you say, "I'm tired," that's awareness. When you say, "They're too tired to pursue my dreams," that's surrender. The distinction is this: you can honor your feelings without obeying them. Consider physical training as an example. When you push your muscles to grow through resistance, they send distress signals to your brain. This is uncomfortable, they scream. Stop this immediately. They generate feelings designed to make you cease the very activity that's causing them to grow. If you obey those feelings, you get temporary relief but no growth. If you acknowledge those feelings but continue anyway, you experience temporary discomfort followed by increased strength. The same principle applies to every area of your life. Discomfort is not just something to be endured on the path to growth. It's often the very signal that growth is occurring. But Let's dig deeper into these weak feelings that sabotage our best intentions. Where do they come from? Why do they seem to have such power over us? Most of our limiting emotional patterns were installed early in life as protective mechanisms. And you were young, avoiding discomfort and seeking approval were actual survival strategies. You're developing brain-equated discomfort with danger and conformity with safety. But what protected you then constrains you now. The child who learned to avoid raising their hand in class to prevent potential embarrassment becomes the adult who never speaks up in meetings or shares their innovative ideas. The teenager who learned to quit when things got difficult to avoid the pain of potential failure becomes the adult who abandons projects at the first sign of obstacle. These emotional patterns served a purpose once, but that time has passed. You're no longer that vulnerable child. Yet many of us continue to make decisions as if we were still in those early formative circumstances. So weak feelings aren't random. They're programmed responses designed to keep you safe, not thriving, just surviving. And they're triggered most powerfully when you stand at the threshold of significant growth. Have you noticed how your most limiting emotions tend to surface precisely when you're about to take an action that could transform your life? That's not coincidence. It's your outdated operating system running the same protective programming that worked in childhood but now keeps you small. The voice that says you can't get loudest when you're closest to proving that you can. This is why killing your weak feelings isn't just about forcing yourself to act despite discomfort. It's about recognizing these feelings for what they truly outdated security protocols running in a system that no longer needs them. And you wouldn't use a map from 1950 to navigate today's roads. Why navigate your adult life with emotional responses programmed in childhood? One of the most powerful questions you can ask when confronted with limiting emotions is simply, is this feeling protecting me from genuine danger, or is it protecting me from growth? In 99 cases, the answer will be the latter. Growth requires leaving the familiar. It demands stepping into uncertainty. It necessitates risking failure and judgment. All things your protective emotional programming is designed to avoid at all cost. This is why the journey of transformation isn't just about adding new behaviors. It's about developing a new relationship with discomfort itself. What if, instead of interpreting discomfort as a warning sign, you began to see it as a growth indicator? What if the presence of fear, uncertainty, or resistance became confirmation that you're moving in the right direction rather than a signal to retreat? This fundamental reframe. Seeing discomfort as a compass rather than a barrier is what separates those who continuously evolve from those who remain stagnant despite their potential and ambitions. I remember working with an executive who had risen quickly through her company's ranks, but hit a plateau she couldn't seem to break through. During our work together, she realized she had developed an unconscious habit. Whenever a task created anxiety, particularly public speaking to large groups, she would find a logical sounding reason to delegate it. She wasn't consciously avoiding growth. Her weak feelings were making decisions for her below the level of awareness. Once she recognized this pattern, she made a new commitment. For 6 months, she would move toward any professional opportunity that triggered anxiety rather than away from it. The results were transformative, not because her anxiety disappeared. It didn't, but because she stopped allowing it to make her decisions. She felt the same fear, but acted differently in its presence. And in doing so, she expanded her capacity for discomfort, which directly expanded her capacity for success. You don't overcome weak feelings by wishing them away or waiting until you feel strong enough. You overcome them through exposure by doing the very things they're telling you to avoid. Courage isn't the absence of fear. It's action in the presence of fear. Discipline isn't the absence of reluctance. It's action in the presence of reluctance. Perseverance isn't the absence of doubt. It's action in the presence of doubt. In other words, you don't overcome weak feelings first and then act. You act first, and the act itself begins to dissolve the weak feelings. The voice inside your head has been lying to you. That persistent whisper telling you this is too hard, you're not ready, you might fail. What will others think? It's not protecting you. It's imprisoning you. It's not your friend. It's your jailer. And today we're going to break free. Look around this room. Every person here is fighting a silent battle between what they could become and what their fear tells them they are. The tragedy isn't that this battle exists. It's that most people don't even recognize they're in a war. They've surrendered so completely to their weak feelings that they mistake their prison for their home. I once asked a decorated military commander what separated the extraordinary from the ordinary in combat situations. His answer wasn't about physical strength, intelligence, or even training. The difference, he said, is who can keep making decisions when their feelings are screaming at them to stop. That's what we're here to discuss today. Not how to avoid difficult feelings, but how to act powerfully despite them. How to kill the weak feelings that have been killing your dreams. When I say kill your weak feelings, I don't mean suppress your emotions or become cold and unfeeling. I mean stop allowing temporary emotional states to override your deepest commitments. Stop giving fleeting discomfort more authority than your highest test. So be brutally honest. Nothing remarkable was ever created in a comfort zone. No medal was ever won there. No fortune built. No life transformed. The path to an extraordinary life runs directly through discomfort, not around it. Think about the last time you felt truly alive. Was it when you were comfortable, safe, and unchallenged? Or was it when you pushed beyond your perceived limits? When you took a risk, when you faced your fear and acted anyway? The moments that define us are rarely comfortable. They're the moments when everything in us wanted to retreat, but something deeper, something more essential to who we truly are, compelled us forward. That something is what we're here to access today. Every time you've given in to weak feelings, you've reinforced their power over you. Every time you've chosen comfort over growth, immediate pleasure over lasting fulfillment, you've strengthened the very chains that bind you to mediocrity. The good news. This pattern can be reversed starting now. The uncomfortable truth most motivational messages won't tell you is this. Your feelings don't matter nearly as much as you think they do. What matters is your actions. Successful people feel the same doubts, fears, and insecurities as everyone else. The difference is they don't let those feelings dictate their behavior. They feel the fear and do it anyway. They acknowledge the doubt, but refuse to be governed by it. Ask yourself this question. If your actions were completely disconnected from your feelings for the next 90 days, if you did what you knew you should do regardless of whether you felt like it, how different would your life be 3 months from now? Would you be in better physical shape? Would your business be thriving? Would your relationships be stronger? Would you have made progress on that dream that's been sitting on the shelf gathering dust? Of course you would, because your feelings are often the primary obstacle between where you are and where you want to be. Consider this, the most successful people on the planet wake up some mornings not feeling motivated. Champions don't always feel like training. Entrepreneurs don't always feel like making those sales calls. Loving parents don't always feel like getting up at 3 with a crying child. What separates them isn't the absence of weak feelings. It's their refusal to be tyrannized by them. I want you to think about something that, would improve your life dramatically if you did it consistently. Maybe it's daily exercise. Maybe it's prospecting for new clients. Maybe it's having difficult but necessary conversations. Whatever it is, I guarantee there have been countless times when you knew exactly what to do, but didn't do it because you didn't feel like it. Now imagine what your life would look like if, for the past 5 years, you had done that thing regardless of your feelings. Imagine the compound effect of those consistent actions. The person you would have become, the results you would have created. That reality was available to you then, and it's available to you now. The only thing standing in your way is your willingness to act independent of your feelings. This isn't about ignoring your emotions. Emotions provide valuable information. But there's a critical difference between acknowledging your feelings and being controlled by them. When you say, I'm afraid, that's awareness. When you say, I can't because I'm afraid, that's surrender. When you say, I don't feel motivated today, that's awareness. When you say, I'll wait until I feel motivated, that's surrender. So when you say, I'm tired, that's awareness. When you say, I'm too tired to pursue my dreams, that's surrender. The key distinction is this. You can honor your feelings without obeying them. Consider physical training as an example. When you push your muscles to grow through resistance, they send distress signals to your brain. This is uncomfortable. They scream. Stop this immediately. They generate feelings designed to make you cease the very activity that's causing them to grow. If you obey those feelings, you get temporary relief, but no growth. If you acknowledge those feelings but continue anyway, you experience temporary discomfort followed by increased strength. The same principle applies to every area of your life. Discomfort is not just something to be endured on the path to growth. It's often the very signal that growth is occurring. But let's dig deeper into these weak feelings that sabotage our best intentions. Where do they come from? Why do they seem to have such power over us? Most of our limiting emotional patterns were installed early in life as protective mechanisms. When you were young, avoiding discomfort and seeking approval were actual survival strategies. You're developing brain-equated discomfort with danger and conformity with safety. But what protected you then constrains you now. The child who learned to avoid raising their hand in class to prevent potential embarrassment becomes the adult who never speaks up in meetings or shares their innovative ideas. The teenager who learned to quit when things got difficult to avoid the pain of potential failure becomes the adult who abandons projects at the first sign of obstacle. These emotional patterns served a purpose once, but that time has passed. You're no longer that vulnerable child. Yet many of us continue to make decisions as if we were still in those early formative circumstances. Your weak feelings aren't random. They're programmed responses designed to keep you safe, not thriving, just surviving. And they're triggered most powerfully when you stand at the threshold of significant growth. Have you noticed how your most limiting emotions tend to surface precisely when you're about to take an action that could transform your life? That's not coincidence. It's your outdated operating system running the same protective programming that worked in childhood but now keeps you small. The voice that says you can't gets loudest when you're closest to proving that you can. This is why killing your weak feelings isn't just about forcing yourself to act despite discomfort. It's about recognizing these feelings for what they truly security protocols running in a system that no longer needs them. You wouldn't use a map from 1950 to navigate today's roads. Why navigate your adult life with emotional responses programmed in childhood? One of the most powerful questions you can ask when confronted with limiting emotions is simply, is this feeling protecting me from genuine danger or is it protecting me from growth? In 99 cases, the answer will be the latter. Growth requires leaving the familiar. It demands stepping into uncertainty. It necessitates risking failure and judgment. All things your protective emotional programming is designed to avoid at all costs. This is why the journey of transformation isn't just about adding new behaviors. It's about developing a new relationship with discomfort itself. What if, instead of interpreting discomfort as a warning sign, you began to see it as a growth indicator? What if the presence of fear, uncertainty, or resistance became confirmation that you're moving in the right direction rather than a signal to retreat? This fundamental reframe. Seeing discomfort as a compass rather than a barrier is what separates those who continuously evolve from those who remain stagnant despite their potential and ambitions. I remember working with an executive who had risen quickly through her company's ranks, but hit a plateau she couldn't seem to break through. During our work together, she had developed an unconscious habit. Whenever a task created anxiety, particularly public speaking to large groups, she would find a logical sounding reason to delegate it. She wasn't consciously avoiding growth. Her weak feelings were making decisions for her below the level of awareness. Once she recognized this pattern, she made a new commitment. For 6 months, she would move toward any professional opportunity that triggered anxiety rather than away from it. The results were transformative, not because her anxiety disappeared. It didn't, but because she stopped allowing it to make her decisions. She felt the same fear but acted differently in its presence. And in doing so, she expanded her capacity for discomfort, which directly expanded her capacity for success. You don't overcome weak feelings by wishing them away or waiting until you feel strong enough. You overcome them through exposure by doing the very things they're telling you to avoid. Courage isn't the absence of fear. It's action in the presence of fear. Discipline isn't the absence of reluctance. It's action in the presence of reluctance. Perseverance isn't the absence of doubt. It's action in the presence of doubt. In other words, you don't overcome weak feelings first and then act. You act first, and the act itself begins to dissolve the weak feelings. How do we Pamisport, and this brings our critical questions. How do we practically kill these weak feelings? First, identify your emotional triggers. What specific situations consistently produce the weak feelings that derail your progress? Is it public speaking, difficult conversations, financial decisions, physical challenges? Everyone has different emotional landmines. Knowing yours gives you power over the second. Recognize that weak feelings are temporary states, not permanent truths. When the voice says, I can't handle this, challenge it with evidence. I've faced difficult situations before and survived. This feeling will pass. Emotions are like weather patterns. They move through you, but they are not you. Third, practice incremental discomfort. Just as you wouldn't try to lift 300 pounds without training, you build emotional strength gradually. Start with small challenges that trigger mild discomfort. Then progressively increase the intensity as your capacity expands. Fourth, develop implementation intentions, specific plans for what you'll do when weak feelings arise. Like vague commitments like I'll push through fear, but precise responses. When I feel fear before making sales calls, I will take 3 deep breaths and dial the first number within 30 seconds. Fifth, leverage the 5-second rule. When you feel resistance toward necessary action, count backward from 5 and move physically before reaching 0. This interrupts the pattern of hesitation that turns momentary reluctance into permanent action. Sixth, surround yourself with people who hold you to a higher standard than you hold yourself. We often allow ourselves excuses we would never accept from others. The right community makes it harder to surrender to weak feelings than to push through them. Funny, celebrate resistance overcome, not just results achieved. Each time you act despite limiting emotions, you're rewiring your brain's response patterns. Acknowledge these victories, no matter how small they might seem. The world makes room for those who demonstrate through their actions that they won't be ruled by transient emotional states. Opportunities open for those who show up consistently, especially when they don't feel like it. Everyone feels fear. Everyone experiences doubt. Everyone encounters resistance. The difference lies not in the presence of these feelings, but in how you respond. You can be governed by your shifting emotional weather, or you can be guided by your deepest commitments. You can surrender to comfortable mediocrity, or you can embrace the transformative power of necessary discomfort. The voice inside your head has been lying to you. That persistent whisper telling you this is too hard, you're not ready, you might fail. What will others think? It's not protecting you, it's imprisoning you. It's not your friend, it's your jailer. And today we're going to break free. Look around this room. Every person here is fighting a silent battle between what they could become and what their fear tells them they are. The tragedy isn't that this battle exists. It's that most people don't even recognize they're in a war. They've surrendered so completely to their weak feelings that they mistake their prison for their home. I once asked a decorated military commander what separated the extraordinary from the ordinary in combat situations. His answer wasn't about physical strength, intelligence, or even training. The difference, he said, is who can keep making decisions when their feelings are screaming at them to stop. That's what we're here to discuss today. Not how to avoid difficult feelings, but how to act powerfully despite them. How to kill the weak feelings that have been killing your dreams. When I say kill your weak feelings, I don't mean suppress your emotions or become cold and unfeeling. I mean stop allowing temporary emotional states to override your deepest commitments. Stop giving fleeting discomfort more authority than your highest purpose. Let's be brutally honest. Comfort is overrated. Nothing remarkable was ever created in a comfort zone. No medal was ever won there. No fortune built. No life transformed. The path to an extraordinary life runs directly through discomfort, not around it. Think about the last time you felt truly alive. Was it when you were comfortable, safe, and unchallenged? Or was it when you pushed beyond your perceived limits? When you took a risk? When you faced your fear and acted anyway? The choice. And is always a choice, belongs entirely to you. The alarm blares, piercing through the quiet morning. Your hand reaches out, fumbling for the snooze button. 5 more minutes, you think. Just 5 more minutes of sleep. But in that moment, a voice inside you stirs. It's faint at first, barely a whisper, but it grows stronger with each passing second. Get up, it says. Get up and seize the day. This voice, my friends, is the voice of your potential. It's the voice that knows what you are truly capable of. the voice that sees beyond the comfort of your bed and into the vast expanse of possibilities that await you. But there's another voice too, is not there? A softer, more seductive voice that whispers of comfort, of ease, of staying right where you are. This is the voice of laziness, and it's time we silence it once and for all. Killing your lazy thoughts, not just pushing them aside or ignoring them, but eradicating them completely from your mind. Because make no mistake, these thoughts are holding you back. They are the invisible chains that keep you tethered to mediocrity, that prevent you from reaching the heights of success you are destined for. But how do we do this? How do we silence that voice that tells us to take the easy road, to put off our dreams for another day? It starts with understanding that laziness is not just a habit, it's a mindset. It's a way of thinking that permeates every aspect of our lives, from the moment we wake up to the second we fall asleep. The last time you had a great idea, maybe it was a business concept or a fitness goal, or even just a small improvement you wanted to make in your life. What happened to that idea? Did you leap into action, fueled by excitement and determination? Or did that voice creep in, telling you it was too hard, too risky, too much work? I once knew a man named Jack. Jack was brilliant, creative, and full of potential. He had dreams of starting his own tech company, revolutionizing the industry with his innovative ideas. But Jack had a problem. He was plagued by lazy thoughts. Every time he started working on his business plan, that voice would whisper, "Why bother? It's too competitive. You will never succeed." And so, day after day, Jack's dreams remained just that. Dreams. But then something changed. Jack realized that these thoughts weren't serving him. They weren't protecting him from failure. They were ensuring it. And so he made a decision. He decided to kill his lazy thoughts. It wasn't easy. Those thoughts had been with Jack for years, constant companions that had shaped his actions and decisions. But Jack was determined. He started small, challenging those thoughts one by one. When the voice said, "You can't do this," Jack responded, "Watch me." When it whispered, "This is too hard," Jack replied, "Nothing worth having comes easy." Slowly but surely, Jack's mindset began to shift. He stopped seeing obstacles as roadblocks and started viewing them as challenges to overcome. He embraced discomfort, understanding that growth happens outside of our comfort zones. And most importantly, he took action. Every single day, Jack made progress towards his goals, no matter how small. The result: within a year, Jack had launched his company. Within 2, it was turning a profit. And today, Jack's company is a leader in its field, employing hundreds of people and making a real difference in the world. Jack is not special. He does not have some magical ability that you don't. The only difference between Jack and the countless others who never realized their dreams is that Jack made a choice. He chose to kill his lazy thoughts. And that's the choice I'm asking you to make today. Because the truth is, we all have greatness within us. We all have the potential to achieve extraordinary things. But that potential means nothing if we don't act on it. The goals you have set for yourself, the dreams you have harbored in your heart. Now think about the excuses you have made for not pursuing them. I'm too busy. It's not the right time. I don't have the resources. These aren't just harmless thoughts. They are the assassins of your ambition. Every time you listen to these thoughts, every time you choose comfort over growth, you are not just standing still. You are moving backward, because while you are making excuses, someone else is out there making progress. While you're hitting the snooze button, someone else is hitting the gym or the books or the pavement. But here's the good news. It's not too late. It's never too late to start killing your lazy thoughts. And it starts with a simple shift in perspective. Instead of seeing tasks as burdens, see them as opportunities. That project you have been putting off, it's not just work. It's a chance to showcase your skills, to learn something new, to move one step closer to your goals. That workout you have been avoiding, it's not punishment. It's an investment in your health, your energy, your future self. And those moments of discomfort, those times when you are pushed outside your comfort zone, they are not something to be avoided. They're something to be celebrated, because it's in those moments that real growth happens. It's in those moments that you become the person you are meant to be. I want you to think about the last time you pushed through discomfort to achieve something. Maybe it was finishing a tough project at work, or running that extra mile, or having that difficult conversation you'd been avoiding. How did you feel afterward? I bet you felt proud, accomplished, alive, That feeling, that's what awaits you on the other side of your lazy thoughts. But killing your lazy thoughts is not a one-time event. It's not something you do once and then forget about. It's a daily practice, a constant battle against the part of you that wants to take the easy road. So how do we win this battle? It starts with awareness. Pay attention to the thoughts that run through your mind. When you catch yourself making an excuse, call it out. Don't let it slide by unnoticed. Recognize it for what it is, a lazy thought trying to hold you back. Once you're aware of these thoughts, challenge them. When your mind says, I can't, ask yourself, why not? When it says it's too hard, ask compared to what. Force your lazy thoughts to justify themselves, and you will often find they crumble under scrutiny. But awareness and challenge aren't enough. You need to replace those lazy thoughts with empowering ones. Instead of I can't, tell yourself, I can and I will. Instead of it's too hard, say, I love a good challenge. Make these positive affirmations a part of your daily routine. Repeat them to yourself in the mirror, write them down, make them your screensaver. Surround yourself with reminders of the person you are striving to become. And most importantly, take action. Because thoughts alone, even positive ones, aren't enough. You need to back them up with concrete steps towards your goals. Start small. If you need to. If you've been putting off that big project, don't try to tackle it all at once. Break it down into smaller, manageable tasks, then commit to completing one of those tasks each day. Remember, progress, no matter how small, is still progress, and each step forward builds momentum. It's like pushing a boulder up a hill. At first it seems impossible, but with each push it gets a little easier. And once you reach the top, that boulder starts rolling down the other side, picking up speed as it goes. That's what happens when you start killing your lazy thoughts. At first it's a struggle. You will face resistance, both from your own mind and from the habits you've built over years. But with each lazy thought you overcome, with each positive action you take, it gets easier. And before you know it, you have built unstoppable momentum towards your goals. Let me tell you about Alice. Alice was a talented writer who dreamed of publishing a novel. But for years, she let her lazy thoughts hold her back. I don't have time to write. She'd tell herself, what if no one likes my book? There are already so many great authors out there. But one day, Alice decided she'd had enough. She was tired of letting her dreams slip away. So she made a commitment. She would write for just 15 minutes every day, no matter what. No excuses, no procrastination. The first few days were hard. Alice's lazy thoughts fought back hard. They told her she was wasting her time, that her writing wasn't good enough. But Alice persisted. She showed up at her desk every day, even when she didn't feel like it. Even when the words didn't come easily. She kept typing. And something amazing happened. Those 15 minutes started to stretch into 30, then an hour. Alice found herself looking forward to her writing time. The lazy thoughts that had once dominated her mind began to fade, replaced by excitement and determination. A year later, Alice had completed her first draft. 2 years later, her novel was published. Today, Alice is working on her third book, and she's never been happier. All because she made the decision to kill her lazy thoughts and take action towards her dreams. Your story can be just like Alice's. Your dreams, whatever they may be, are within reach, but you have to be willing to fight for them. You have to be willing to push past the comfort of laziness and embrace the discomfort of growth. Comfort is overrated. Comfort does not lead to greatness. Comfort does not change the world. It's in the moments of discomfort, of struggle, of pushing beyond our perceived limits that we truly come alive. The great leaders, innovators, and achievers throughout history. Do you think they got where they are by giving in to lazy thoughts? Of course not. They got there by consistently choosing action over inaction, growth over stagnation, possibility over limitation. You can decide that from this moment forward. You won't let lazy thoughts dictate your life. You won't let them hold you back from your potential. You won't let them rob you of the success and fulfillment you deserve. But it's not enough to make this decision once. You need to recommit to it every single day. Because those lazy thoughts, they are persistent. They will keep coming back trying to regain control. It's up to you to stand firm, to keep fighting, to keep pushing forward. One powerful way to do this is to start your day with purpose. Don't reach for your phone. The moment you wake up scrolling through social media or checking emails. Instead, take a few minutes to set your intentions for the day. What do you want to accomplish? What steps will you take towards your goals? How will you push yourself out of your comfort zone? By starting your day with this level of focus and intention, you are sending a clear message to your lazy thoughts. You are saying, not today. Today is for action, for progress, for growth. Another key strategy is to surround yourself with the right people. Jim Rohn famously said that we are the average of the 5 people we spend the most time with. So take a look at your inner circle. Are these people pushing you to be your best self? Are they challenging your lazy thoughts or reinforcing them? If you find that the people around you are holding you back, it might be time to make some changes. Seek out individuals who inspire you, who push you to grow, who refuse to accept excuses. Their energy and drive will fuel your own. Remember Tom, a software developer who had always dreamed of starting his own company. For years, Tom hung out with a group of friends who were content with their 9-to-5 jobs. Whenever Tom would mention his entrepreneurial aspirations, they'd laugh it off. Why take the risk? They'd say, you have got a steady paycheck. Don't rock the boat. And for a long time, Tom listened. He let their doubts become his doubts. He let their complacency become his complacency. But deep down, he knew he was capable of more. Then Tom met Alex at a local tech meetup. Alex was everything Tom's other friends were: ambitious, driven, constantly pushing himself to learn and grow. The two quickly became friends, and Tom found himself inspired by Alex's energy and determination. Slowly but surely, Tom's mindset began to shift. He started spending more time with Alex and other like-minded individuals he met through the tech community. He began challenging his lazy thoughts, replacing them with empowering ones. And most importantly, he started taking action. Within 6 months, Tom had quit his job and launched his startup. Today, his company is thriving, and Tom often says that the decision to change his social circle was the catalyst that transformed his life. Your environment shapes you more than you might realize. So choose wisely. Surround yourself with people who kill their own lazy thoughts, who refuse to settle for mediocrity. Their habits will become your habits. Their drive will fuel your drive. But it's not just about the people around you, it's also about the information you consume. In today's world, we are bombarded with content every second of every day. But not all content is created equal. Some of it feeds our lazy thoughts, encouraging us to seek instant gratification and avoid discomfort. Other content challenges us, inspires us, pushes us to be better. So be intentional about what you allow into your mind. Read books that challenge your thinking and expand your knowledge. Listen to podcasts that inspire action and personal growth. Watch documentaries about people who have overcome great obstacles to achieve their dreams. Feed your mind with content that kills lazy thoughts, not nurtures them. Because what you put into your mind is just as important as what you put into your body. Garbage in, garbage out, excellence in, excellence out. As you embark on this journey of killing your lazy thoughts, you are going to face setbacks. There will be days when those thoughts seem louder than ever, when the pull of comfort and ease is almost irresistible. And there may be times when you give in. A moment of weakness does not define you. A day of laziness does not negate all your progress. What matters is how you respond to these setbacks. Do you use them as an excuse to give up? Or do you use them as fuel to come back stronger? The most successful people in the world aren't those who never fail. They are the ones who fail, who stumble, who give in to lazy thoughts occasionally, but who always get back up and keep pushing forward. So when you have a bad day, when you find yourself slipping back into old patterns, don't beat yourself up. Acknowledge it, learn from it, and then recommit to your goals. Use it as a reminder of why you started this journey in the first place. The path to success is not a straight line. It's not a smooth, steady climb to the top. It's a series of ups and downs, of progress and setbacks. But as long as you keep moving forward, as long as you keep fighting those lazy thoughts, you will reach your destination. When you first start working out, it's hard. Your muscles ache, you get tired quickly. You might even think about quitting. But if you persist, if you keep showing up day after day, something amazing happens. Those muscles that once felt weak begin to grow stronger. The workouts that once left you exhausted become invigorating. The same thing happens when you consistently challenge your lazy thoughts. At first it's a struggle. It feels unnatural, uncomfortable. But the more you do it, the easier it becomes. The voice of laziness grows quieter, while the voice of ambition and determination grows louder. And before you know it, taking action becomes your default mode. Pushing yourself becomes second nature. The thought of settling for less than your best becomes unthinkable. That's the power of killing your lazy thoughts. It's not just about achieving specific goals or reaching certain milestones. It's about fundamentally changing who you are as a person. It's about becoming someone who instinctively chooses growth over comfort, action over inaction, possibility over limitation. Imagine for a moment the person you could become if you completely eradicated lazy thoughts from your mind. Imagine the goals you could achieve, the impact you could make, the life you could create for yourself and those around you. That person is not some far-off ideal. That person is you, the real you, stripped of the limitations and excuses that have held you back. And that person is waiting for you to step up, to make the choice to kill your lazy thoughts once and for all. Don't wait for the perfect moment, because there is no perfect moment. There's only now this moment, this opportunity to take the first step towards becoming the best version of yourself. Start small if you need to. Choose one area of your life where lazy thoughts have been holding you back. Maybe it's your health, your career, your relationships, whatever it is. Commit to taking one small action today to move forward in that area. Then do it again tomorrow, and the next day, and the day after that. Build momentum one small action at a time, because those small actions, compounded over time, lead to massive results. Remember Michael, a middle-aged man who had always struggled with his weight. For years, Michael's lazy thoughts had sabotaged every attempt at getting healthy. I'm too old to get in shape, he'd tell himself. I don't have time to exercise. Healthy food is too expensive. But one day, Michael had an epiphany. He realized that these thoughts weren't protecting him. They were slowly killing him. So he made a decision. He would challenge one lazy thought each day. Michael started small. On day one, instead of taking the elevator to his third-floor office, he took the stairs. It wasn't much, but it was a start. The next day, he packed a healthy lunch instead of hitting the fast food drive-thru. Each day, he challenged himself to take one small action that defied his lazy thoughts. At first, it was hard. Michael's body protested against the new demands he was placing on it. His mind tried to convince him to give up, to go back to his old comfortable habits. But Michael persisted. He reminded himself why he started this journey and focused on the small victories each day brought. As weeks turned into months, something remarkable happened. Those small actions began to snowball. Taking the stairs became easier, so Michael started taking walks during his lunch break. Packing a healthy lunch led to healthier dinners at home. Before long, Michael found himself looking forward to his workouts, experimenting with new healthy recipes, and feeling more energetic than he had in years. A year later, Michael had lost 50 pounds, lowered his blood pressure, and was off his diabetes medication. But more than that, he had transformed his mindset. The lazy thoughts that once dominated his life had been replaced by a drive for continuous improvement. Michael's story is not unique. It's a testament to the power of consistently challenging our lazy thoughts, of making the choice day after day to push ourselves beyond our perceived limits. But killing your lazy thoughts is not just about personal transformation. It's about the ripple effect you create in the world around you. When you refuse to settle for mediocrity, when you consistently strive for excellence, you inspire others to do the same. The impact you could have on your family, your friends, your colleagues, when they see you conquering your lazy thoughts, pushing through obstacles and achieving your goals, it challenges their own limiting beliefs. It shows them what's possible when you refuse to let laziness hold you back. And that impact extends far beyond your immediate circle. In a world that often seems content with the status quo, those who kill their lazy thoughts and push for positive change become beacons of hope and progress. Consider the great innovators throughout history. They didn't accept things as they were. They didn't listen to the lazy thoughts that said it's too difficult or it's never been done before. Instead, they asked, why not? They pushed boundaries, challenged conventions, and changed the world in the process. You have that same potential within you. Every time you choose action over inaction, growth over stagnation, you are not just improving your own life. You are contributing to the advancement of society as a whole. But to have this impact, you need to be consistent. Killing your lazy thoughts is not a one-time event. It's not something you do when you feel motivated or when it's convenient. It's a commitment you make to yourself every single day. It's about showing up, even when you don't feel like it. It's about pushing through the resistance, the doubt, the fear. It's about doing the hard things, the uncomfortable things, because you know they're the things that will lead to growth and success. The more you do it, the easier it becomes. What once felt like an insurmountable challenge becomes second nature. The voice of laziness that once roared in your ears becomes a faint whisper easily ignored. But don't be fooled into thinking that the battle ever truly ends. Those lazy thoughts will always be there, lurking in the background, waiting for a moment of weakness. Your job is to remain vigilant, to keep fighting, to never let your guard down. Because the moment you become complacent, the moment you think you have arrived, is the moment those lazy thoughts start to creep back in. Success is not a destination, it's a journey. And on that journey, there's no room for lazy thoughts. So how do you maintain this vigilance? How do you ensure that you continue to kill your lazy thoughts day after day, year after year? One powerful strategy is to regularly reassess your goals and push yourself to set new ones. When you achieve a goal, celebrate it, but don't rest on your laurels. Immediately set your sights on the next challenge. Keep raising the bar for yourself. Remember, growth happens outside of your comfort zone. So if you find yourself feeling too comfortable, too content with where you are, it's a sign that it's time to push yourself further. Another crucial aspect of maintaining your fight against lazy thoughts is to cultivate a growth mindset. Believe that your abilities and intelligence can be developed through effort, learning, and persistence. View challenges as opportunities to grow, not as threats to be avoided. When you encounter a setback or a failure, don't let it feed your lazy thoughts. Instead, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can I use this experience to become better? This mindset turns every experience, good or bad, into an opportunity for growth. It's also important to regularly expose yourself to new ideas and perspectives. Attend seminars, read books outside your usual genres, have conversations with people from different backgrounds. This constant input of new information keeps your mind sharp and challenges any lazy thoughts that might try to keep you in your comfort zone. And perhaps most importantly, surround yourself with reminders of your why. Why did you start this journey of killing your lazy thoughts in the first place? What are you working towards? What kind of person do you want to become? Create a vision board. Write your goals down and place them where you will see them every day. Keep mementos of your achievements to remind yourself of what you are capable of when you push past your lazy thoughts. Because here's the truth. The path of killing your lazy thoughts is not always easy. There will be days when you are tired, when you are stressed, when the voice of laziness seems more appealing than ever. On those days, you need to be able to remind yourself why you started this journey. Remember that every time you choose to fight your lazy thoughts, every time you push yourself to take action despite discomfort or fear, you are not just moving closer to your goals, you are becoming stronger. You are building resilience. You are shaping yourself into the person you want to be. And that person, the one who consistently chooses growth over comfort, action over inaction, that person is unstoppable. That person can achieve anything they set their mind to. That person can make a real difference in the world. You have greatness within you. You have the potential to achieve extraordinary things, to live a life of purpose and fulfillment, to make a positive impact on the world around you. But that potential will remain just that, potential. Unless you make the decision to kill your lazy thoughts, unless you commit day in and day out to pushing yourself beyond your perceived limits, unless you refuse to settle for anything less than your best. The choice is yours. You can continue to let lazy thoughts hold you back, to keep you trapped in mediocrity. Or you can decide right here, right now, that you are done with excuses, that you are ready to step into your power, to embrace discomfort, to do whatever it takes to become the best version of yourself. I believe in you. I believe that you have what it takes to kill your lazy thoughts once and for all. But more importantly, you need to believe in yourself. You need to trust that you are capable of greatness, that you deserve success, that you have something unique and valuable to offer the world. So go forth from here with a renewed sense of purpose. Wake up each day ready to battle your lazy thoughts. Embrace challenges as opportunities for growth. Push yourself beyond what you thought possible. And watch as your life transforms, as you become the person you were always meant to be. Remember, the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. Your journey to a life free from lazy thoughts starts now. Take that first step. Then take another, and another. Keep moving forward no matter what, because on the other side of your lazy thoughts lies a world of possibility, of achievement, of fulfillment beyond your wildest dreams.